Welcome back to the KMPH Fox26 News Town Hall on gangs and gang violence, what to do about it. I'm standing here with Lavere Williams, and she has a solution for our panel that she wanted to mention. Please.
I would suggest that some of the times the parents are slack about the children. Why don't you have the parents sometime to spend overnight in jail with the child? Let them see what's going on, and that might be one of your good solutions. Okay. Thank you, and y'all come visit the West Side anytime you want to. Let me ride with you. Guarantee you won't nothing happen. And the last shooting, was across the street from Pandas. You all know where Pandas is. You know I got all the nurses on the West Side, and those are good kids because I raised them. They just got on the wrong track. So put them in the office with you, and I guarantee you, you'll have some leaders. Thank you.
You know, if we had room at the jail, we might be able to do that. But I will tell you that there is, let me tell you a little story. There is somebody in the audience, a retired deputy sheriff, and I will not point him out, but he grew up in Calwa. He could have taken the wrong fork in the road, but somebody made a difference in his life, and it was a law enforcement officer. He became a deputy sheriff, worked for many years in the sheriff's office, and retired. But that's an example of when you catch somebody at the right time where they can make the right life choices and make a difference. And he made a difference during his career in the life of many, many young children. And you're out there, you know who you are, and I'm proud of you.
Monty.
Give serious thought to deputizing Ms. Williams as well.
I'll take her.
Monty, I want to ask something. Yes. With the Restore Project, we've been trying to get individuals that have that passion to want to make a change, and just like the gentleman said, he was concerned about his environment or his community. Those are the individuals we want to get involved with the Restore Project, because those are the ones that are respected. Those are the ones that people will hear, will open up an ear to. Now, again, we've tried and tried. We look for African Americans. We need them on the team. Asians, we need them on the team, because those are the individuals. Again, it's a culture thing. It's always going to be that way. When it comes to gangs, it's going to be that way. So again,
gangs are an African American problem, a Hispanic problem, an Asian problem,
yes,
a white problem, an everyone problem.
Yes. So again, if we can have an individual from each culture that has that influence, that has that respect, that says, you know what, I'd rather the community change. I want better for my community. Man, step up. You know what I mean? We'll open up the doors for you. Of course, you'll be on that little probation period, which you still get paid for. You know what I'm saying? Come get it, man. You know what I mean? That's my plea to you.
It goes to the jobs issue we were talking about,
yes,
too. Go ahead, please, sir, your name.
Good evening. My name is Anthony Ortiz, Jr., and I'm from California Youth Outreach here in the Tower District. And I just wanted to say something to the panel. My father was an ex-gang member out of Salinas, and my family was torn apart by the prison gangs from both the north and from the south in prison. And I just wanted to share to everybody that, you know, I'm living proof that when you break cycle of gang violence in your family, it really works. You know, my father was one of those individuals that society and prison gave up on. And when he stopped gangbanging and he gave his life to Christ, to the church, when I was 8 years old, you know, it planted a seed in me where I never got involved in gangs. I'm a 42-year-old man now, you know.
Thank you for sharing that. Sure. It's not impossible to break that cycle, is it?
No, it's not impossible. And I want to say something that I heard a lieutenant in the Fresno Police Department say, that we cannot arrest our way out of this problem. And so there has to be a collaboration between enforcement and between faith communities and other communities that offer services to our families. So we have to, Fresno Night Walks, for instance, is a way for faith leaders. It's a strategy for churches. Because one of the struggles that churches have, even outside of the gang problem is how do we get outside of the four walls of the church? We worship well, we study well, but how do we get out and do ministry well in the streets of our city and in our neighborhoods? And so that's what we do with Fresno Night Walks. We train faith leaders and faith communities to get out of the four walls, go out, walk the streets of our city, meet the people in our city, and build relationships with them that will allow them to speak into their lives.
Thank you.
I want to add one thing. What Pastor B.T. Lewis said was so true. We cannot arrest our way out of this problem with gangs. But we can't get out of this problem in terms of gangs without making arrest. Because we offer the incentive for individuals to drop out of gangs many times because they get tired of that lifestyle of going to jail, going to prison. But we also create a disincentive for the youth to get involved in gangs. When we have our youth seeing gang members that are driving around in fancy cars with a lot of money and giving them the impression that they have a great lifestyle, that's what these individuals aspire to. That's what these kids aspire to. But when they're sitting in jail or prison, that's not necessarily what a child wants to do. And so we create the incentive for individuals to drop out of gangs. I can tell you, when we started the Mayor's Gang Prevention Initiative, we didn't have people ringing our phones off the hook to get in. But when we created Operation Bulldog and put the pressure on, we had a lot of people taking advantage of those services and trying to get out of gangs. So it really requires both. But I see ourselves as the incentive.
All right.
That's a good segue into we have the arrest by officers and deputy sheriffs, and they come to the jail. So then what happens? And I recognize other people in the audience today, and that's a lot of our chaplains that work in the jail that minister to the inmates. We have over 200 volunteer chaplains that come into our jail of all faiths to minister to the inmates, and they're not going to give up on them. They will visit them over and over. And in the past year and a half, we started a program in the jail called the TJC, the Transition from Jail to Community, where we're doing things differently. We're mixing gang members that we normally would not mix. We're addressing their narcotics needs, if that's the issue, alcoholism, if that's the issue, anger management, if that's the issue. Our recidivism rate after a year and a half in that program is 25% as compared to 80% of the rest of the population. So we're looking at trying to really make a difference so that when people do come out of the jail, they come out better than when they went in.
Gangs, gang violence in our community. More on that after this. We'll be right back.